Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho, and tonight I would like to offer the weekly rune reading for the elements for March 10th through the 16th of 2024. These are general readings, so take what works for you and leave the rest for someone else. I read from the elements, not from the zodiac. So if you're interested in why I do that, there's a link in the description down below. You can check that out to a video about it. But I will start in a cycle of the zodiac, which is fire, earth, air, and water. So we'll start off for our fire family here, and fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And I read intuitively, so these messages that come through, I'll read out of the little booklet so you get the keywords, but then we'll let Source bring in the rest of the information. And for fire, your first rune is Isa, which this is the ice rune, and it's the color of black and the tarot card of the Hermit. So this is a drawing away period. Astrology, we're working with the moon, and this rune denotes some kind of obstacle, coldness between people, a time to observe but keep silence, refraining from commitment. So with this rune coming up, the Hermit card is to withdraw. It's to pull away, to be alone. So you're working with this cooling off period. It could be something has just been a little bit too close to tipping into an anger or an argument, and what this rune is saying is this upcoming week for fire, step away from the situation at hand. Find a way to be in a quiet state and just allow yourself to exist. Go inside, work like physically inside or spiritually inside, and work with meditation, work with journaling. Separate yourself from the world, so to speak. So your second rune is... I'm still learning the runes, so I figured this would be a good way to do that, is to start using them on a weekly basis. We have Algiz, which is protection. So this is a pretty powerful rune just to start with. Color of gold, tarot card of the moon, so you're working with a lot of subconscious and lunar energy here. And your astrology is the Cancer sign. Signifies protection from danger, resisting temptations, new beginnings are possible. So this rune for fire is saying you need to get ready, prepare yourself. That's not so much a bad thing, but set yourself up with keeping out the negative and bringing in the positive. So when you're working with both runes together, Isa and Algiz, what it's saying is pull yourself away from the drama. Protect yourself from the drama and the outside. Allow the situation that you're dealing with, and they're saying it could be a relationship one, to kind of cool off. It doesn't mean you're not going to talk about it and fix it, but when the emotions get too hot, things get said that maybe shouldn't be. And so what these two are saying is allow things to calm down, allow things to quiet, and then go in that protected state. You've got the moon with the tarot and with the zodiac in these two different runes, and what that's saying is this is your subconscious mind. This is that gentle, more feminine energy that's coming up. Not something fire's known for being gentle, but try to tap into that and really work on finding your peace and finding your quiet, because the things that are coming up, you don't really need protection from if you're in a quieter state. And so that's what they're kind of challenging you to, is if you want the fight, keep being fiery. If you want to cool things down a little bit, step away, do the interior work, work on the meditations, and really set yourself up for success. So we will now bounce over to Earth. And Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Sorry, I tried to lose my voice over the weekend, so we're fixing that. And for Earth energy, our first rune is... oh, where are you in Little Book? we have Othila. So this is the Othila rune, and it is ancestral property. Color is deep yellow. They're showing me gold colored yellow without the shimmer. Your tarot card is the moon. A lot of subconscious energy coming up, and we're only 2 signs in. Astrology is the full moon, and the meaning for the book is signifies possession, inheritances, real property, inherited abilities, and traits. This week for Earth, they're saying tapping into your ancestral line. What is it that you've been granted from your ancestry? There are some people, especially if you come from some of the Northern European cultures, you'll have a little bit stockier of a build, but then you'll also see the islanders who are much leaner but are really good at swimming. So you've got all these different physical traits, but they're also saying spiritual traits. I know in my family, for me to tap into my ancestral gifts, it would be to tap into the signs and the symbols in nature. My family, going back on both sides, really had very distinctive tones when it came to different signs and symbols in nature, and that's some of the gifts that your ancestors have bequeathed you. It's also saying that working with your ancestors this week is a good overall thing. The ancestors are coming forward. You have the full moon and the moon in tarot, so they're saying tap into that meditation state and really open yourself carefully, obviously, to the ancestors and see what they're bringing forward, because it's saying that there's some powerful lessons that are being offered to you at this time, Earth, but it's all going to be stuff that you already have. Maybe you didn't know how to use it yet, so that's where they're coming in. And for your second rune, it's the Hagalaz rune, which is the hail rune. Light blue tarot card of the world, and astrology is Aquarius. So this is going to be kind of your opposite, because Aquarius is air. Signifies unexpected setbacks or problems, attempts to just let things flow, possible disruptive natural events. They're not saying good, bad, or indifferent, and there's no way to see this one as anything but upright. What it's saying, though, is you may not be ready for what's happening. This week could be a little bit of an unstable time. There could be some hiccups along the way. Doesn't mean it's going to be bad. You keep trying to go with the flow. This is your attempt at going with the flow, but there's always that one rapid that catches you unaware. This is saying that's part of life, and it's part of that natural balance. But when you bring these two together, Othila and Hagalaz, you basically come into the fact of life is a continual flow. There's always motion. It's not always going to be smooth sailing. But those that have went before have went through some aspect of this before. They are bringing forward a gift, a guidance, a tool to help you understand what there is to do and how to handle it better. So this coming week, as things may or may not, depending on, again, how this comes out for you, if things get a little wonky, the flow is a little bit more choppy than it should, just be aware that your ancestors are there to support you. They've already been through a lot of this, and I'm not talking about, like, it could be your recent ancestors, or it could be one several layers back. It doesn't mean that they've went through an industrial revolution period or post-millennial or any of the rest of that. They've had their own challenges, but the funny thing about challenges and lessons in life, the environment may change, but the lessons really never do. So when you're looking at it from a different perspective like that, you start to understand that, okay, so my ancestor may not have went through the exact same thing that I'm dealing with in this moment, but they had a point. So something to think about going forward. And if you ever lose your voice, the best thing you can do to help that, at least from someone who used to sing a lot and does a lot of this, hot tea, green or black's preferred, A little bit of lemon, like a quarter of a lemon, just squeeze the whole thing in there, drop the rind and all in, and then add about a tablespoon of honey. Tastes amazing, and it soothes the voice quite nicely so that you can actually keep talking. And some people would say that's not a good thing, but we're here. So, for air, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, we have the... Make sure I got the right rune here. Because this one has two different forms, and then in this book it's like, haha, I'm only going to show you the one. So, it is Sowilu, which is the sun rune. If I can get my fingers to work here, sorry. And so your colors are white and silver. Your tarot card would be the sun card. Astrology is the planet, the sun. And the meaning, a rune of good health and happiness, wholeness, clarity, and enlightenment. Air, you're looking at a really good week from this first rune. This is saying, basically the stars are aligned in your favor. Things may not be the greatest, which is fine. But this week, pay attention to those lucky signs. Pay attention to those little bright things that catch your attention, almost like they have a halo around them. And it could be something simple like a book that you haven't read or you've had on your shelf forever, and you just walk in the room and it catches your attention. That's the Sowilu, that's that sun energy being like, ding, 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 this is the one. And so this week you're really looking at things are moving really well for you. Things are like the stars are aligned, as they keep saying. So work with that energy, and with that energy, look to improve. Look at how you can harness that more positive energy for growth. Your second rune is Berkana, which is birth. Colors of dark green. The tarot card is the Empress. Astrology is Virgo. Renewal, promise of new beginnings, new growth, birth, family, and home. Even though Virgo is Earth, so this is a little bit cross energy for you, that doesn't actually mean that it's bad, because you've got the sun coming in with Sowilu saying stars are aligned, things are working out great. Berkana's coming in saying this is a time for new things to be born. It could be a period of renewal or of refreshment. Spring's coming in the northern hemisphere, so everything's starting to get a little bit more amorous, especially when you have your window open and you hear the birds. So you've got this more positive, vibey energy coming in, and that's the Berkana. So you're getting that energy of birth and regrowth. You're tying it into the sun. Sun's showing up longer, thankfully. So you're getting those longer days, and that is moving into a much more positive aspect going forward this week. So air, you are looking really good, and basically anything that you've been wanting to get started, it could be, they're actually saying like doing this number, so planting your seeds if you start your plants indoors. This is the week to get started on that. Checking with the astrology to make sure the moon's in the right phases and all that fun jazz. But you really, this week is there's a lot of good things that you can plant this week to get started for a more positive outcomed future. So let's take a peek at, sorry about the delays, I'm trying not to re-lose my voice. So we are now looking at water, which covers Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And we have your first rune for water. I don't think I've had this one yet. And I have not. Maybe I have. I don't know. We'll find out. It is Jira, the year rune. It's light blue is the color, the tarot card of the Fool, so we're starting things out this week. Astrology is the planet Earth. Okay, so we're staying here at home this week. Signifies the cycles of nature and life. Something will come to fruition. Effort receives reward. What I'm hearing with this one is this week you're starting some new things, but it's also, you're almost naive in how you're starting things out, water. You really have this gung-ho, I'm going to make this happen. Pay attention to the little details, because this first week they're saying the details are what could trip you up a little bit, and that's not saying bad, it's just, and they're not saying it's going to stop you. the details are where it's going to catch you if you are going to have an issue. But it's definitely saying you're getting ready to move forward with the Earth as your astrology. You're staying here with Mother Gaia, so you don't really have any outside influences so far. But it's really saying stay grounded this week, do some grounding work, meditations on grounding down, because the Fool card is a great beginning card, but it's also saying you're very naively moving forward, so it's not always the best option. So your second rune is the Laguz water rune. Deep green is the color, the tarot card is the star, astrology is the moon. So you're working with your energy a lot for astrology wise. Unconscious intuition and mystery, psychic awareness, hidden sources of creativity. This is where that new things are coming forward. They're saying the new beginning you've been looking at is something that you've been creatively leaning towards. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean jump in full feet and run full steam ahead. The Fool is the beginning. The star is saying things are aligned for that beginning. So you're working with taking those next steps. You've had an idea. You're not really sure if you want to do it. This week, take the next step. If it's something that you've only had up here, what would be the next step? Business name, business license, website. Take that next step. If you're ready, if you're not ready for it, don't do it. But they're saying that this week is really a week that is good for you, but stay grounded, because the devil's in the details. The Fool's energy could be a little bit of a tripping point, but the star is guiding you, and the moon's intuition, which is moon, is the guiding planet of the water, is there to help guide you as you're moving forward. So, hopefully these messages resonate for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I hopefully will not sound as much like a frog tomorrow, but when I do my live stream for Myth and Tarot. And other than that, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.